Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today I'm going to explain you how to build your formation in the Rtw 2.0. I'm going to explain you the roles inside that, and at the end of the video I'm also going to suggest my favorite 5 formation of the entire game. The first thing you have to understand on the 2.0 is every commander have a specific role and you cannot use that outside that role. So for example, if you take Alurth, is a damage dealer commander, very strong, and you want use that for supporting your team, you don't gonna have a great result because it's super strong for damage dealing, but it's not strong like that for supporting. So you need to focus the correct commander with the correct skill in the correct formation with the correct equipment. There's a lot of factors involved. Understand what the commander can do for you in your formation, and when you choose, think about that. Here on this page I have make a quick overview of what the commander is for me. So we have Lurtz, Shadow, Cestaro, Skalhelm, Saruman, we have Uglurg and also Azog in the damage dealer for the evil faction. Then we have Sauron and the Undying on the support section, and then we have Azure Core, Sanind and Black Serpent on the special. For the good faction we have Dane, Bjorn, Gimli, King Aragorn, Eomer, Galadriel, Dane, Herald and Irgon on damage dealer good commander. Then we have Gandalf the White, Gil-galad, Isildur, Frodo and Sam, Gandalf the Grey and also Falgin in the support. And for last we have Theoden, Imrail and Denethor in the special. So damage dealer is who deal the damage for your formation, the principal font of attack of your formation. The support is a role for improve the statistic of your team or also reduce the effectiveness of the enemy team. So every time you have a strong control, an increased damage, an evasion, some buff for your team or some reduction for the enemy formation, you are a support. You don't want focus on damage in this case. So you don't have to make the mistake to think the support are not relevant, because the support are very strong. So if you see a Dane with 200k of damage and you see a Gandalf the White with 40k of damage, maybe you need to start to think Dane have the possibility to do this damage because have Gandalf the White in his team. Increasing damage, protection, is a lot of stuff Gandalf the White can do for help and support Dane. A lot of people right now running 4 damage dealer because it's the easiest way for make a decent result right now, but I think the support role is really relevant and at the high level can make a lot of difference. The first team I want to suggest you also for explain how to build a team is for the evil faction and is for an average player. Is what I suggest to run through everyone who want to win some battle versus every range of player. So first you want a damage dealer like Lurtz, for example, one of the best, in my opinion the best of the evil faction at medium, lower and even at higher level right now. That you want another DPS for partner with that. For example, I choose Shadow like the second best because I like the fact it deal damage with basic attack, a lot of burst in the early game. So if you didn't fight versus evasion, the Shadow is fantastic, is a monster absolutely, and also it's very strong for counter the meta of white console and for reduce the stacking of all the skill of the supporter. Then you're gonna pick for sure Sauron, a support really underestimated because have the R0 for increase all damage the enemy gonna receive, also madness the enemy on round 1, that means can steal the buff from the enemy, have the R5 for reduce the overall statistic of the enemy commander, that means all the damage dealer of the enemy commander gonna have a debuff of 15%, and also have a lot of CC, can stun for 2 rounds, can madness again during the battle. It's very useful. And then for last, of course, you can choose, you can go with another DPS, maybe like Cestaro for have a bit of focus damage, or in my opinion it's better go with the Undying because it's an hybrid, can make good damage with the skill but also bring the evasion to the team. I know the evasion of the Undying maybe it's not like the evasion of Gil-galad, but it's still something you can use for reduce the crazy damage on the early game, and you don't have better option for the evil faction support right now. So for me the first formation is absolutely Lurtz, Shadow, Sauron and the Undying. Now I'm gonna make the same for the good faction, and for the damage dealer of course I'm gonna pick Dane, the best DPS not only of the good faction but overall in the game. Is just the absolute king of damage dealer right now. Then you can choose, you can run Bjorn and is super solid, but I'm gonna choose to run Gimli because I prefer with the unique. Also the fact can have Pursuit, can have the damage increase, and I think overall it's more stable because Bjorn is stronger versus orcs for example, but Gimli is stronger overall in my opinion. There's a lot of good option like Aragorn, King of the Men, Eomer, Galadriel. I choose to run the double dwarf team because for me it's the best. Then of course if I run that I won't also run Falgin because with the R5 I'm gonna receive an insane amount of damage reduction. So you won't run 3 dwarf because it's the maximum limit of this skill of Falgin, and it's super synergized for protect your DPS. And for last, you want to run Gandalf the White. It's absolutely insane the amount of damage reduction for all the team the White Council gonna bring to the fight, and also the White Rider gonna give you the chance of make 30% more damage to 3 enemies. And with Gandalf the White with unique you gonna have also a decent amount of DPS, is hybrid like the Undying. The second formation for me is Dane, Gimli, Falgin and Gandalf the White. Now a special formation I want to mention is the Azure Core formation. In my previously tier list I place Azure Core in very low tier because this formation can work only in 2 conditions. Condition number 1, if you have the item of 1.0, so all the new player cannot run that, all the people choose to convert the item cannot run that, and also this formation perform very well only on Tactics Evolved. So if you are in Tactics Evolved and you plan to run that and also you have the 1.0 item purple, this is the formation for you because Azure Core gonna make more than 200k of damage every battle you make. So the core build here is Azure Core with the Morgul Ballister. You want the R3, you want all the R0 skill, but you never want to pick the R5. Core business is just proc the maximum number of time, the rider skill, the proc of 50%, and you can have like 6 times every round that proc only from the dispersion. Then you can have again other 4 proc with the normal attack of the Morgul Ballister, so you can have an average of 10 proc of rider every round. This is the reason because it's insane, and also the item of 1.0 with increasing damage gonna increase the damage of the rider. In this formation of course you want to run Sanid for increase the damage of the orcs, and also for use that with the beast for give again more poison damage to the attack of this formation with the R3 of Sanid. You want to run the Black Serpent for give 40 of attack to this formation, and also run the R0 of the Black Serpent for deal more burning damage, and that synergy perfectly with the R0 of Azure Core that increase the burning damage received from the unit. And for last you want to run Sauron for protect a bit your team with the R5, reducing the damage of the enemy, but in particular for the R0 that's gonna increase the damage you deal even more for all the attack of the Azure Core, so you're gonna have an insane amount of damage from this formation. Third team is Azure Core, Sanid, Black Serpent and Sauron. Now it's the time for the special formation of the good faction, and that is formed by Eomer, the main damage dealer of that. Then you want Theoden in the formation for the possibility to proc on all these 2 commander, the Eored leader, a 50% chance for the unit to deal an additional damage only for cavalry unit, and that can proc every time your cavalry attack and stack each other. So you can have the proc of your Eored leader for Eomer, and you can have also in the same attack the proc of the Theoden. It's a lot of damage more. You want to run also Imrail and you want to run Denethor. Like the other 2 commander, these 2 have a shared skill called Allied that provide an heal every time your unit attack, and that work for every kind of damage, also your red leader. That means if your cavalry unit attack, you have one proc of the first healing, then the second healing, then the red leader, then the proc of the healing again, and again on the second commander. Then you have again the red leader of the second commander, and then again one heal, and again one heal. That's only from one single attack of one of your unit. So you can repeat for every attack of your unit. It's insane, this formation, the amount of healing can make. The only healing team in the game right now. So the formation number 4 is Eomer, Theoden, Imrail, and Denethor. The last formation I want to show you is an LOTR formation. For me, the best formation possible right now in the game. And you want first run Dane, because he's the best DPS in the game, so you want that. Then you want Sauron, because for me is right now the best support in the game. Then you want Gandalf the White, because that can provide also an insane amount of damage reduction in early game, and if you are very good equipment with a unique, you can also have a lot of damage from that. And for last, I think Lurtz is the best choice for this team, because like I said, I'm testing a lot Lurtz, and I see the damage of that is insanely high. When you have the unique full refine, the damage is not possible to counter. For the last slot you can fit Shadow, you can fit the Chestaro, you can fit Skalhelm, you can also fit Bjorn, Gimli, King of the Men. There's a lot of choice for the last slot. The first 3 absolutely these 3, and then the last DPS is about you, what you have and what you like. For me Lurtz is the best, but it's about you. So last formation, not RP server, is Dane, Sauron, Gandalf the White, and Lurtz. And that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, just smash like on that, and also subscribe to my channel for future content. I want to remember you, I have also a Discord when you can join and talk with me, with my community. We're growing so fast. I'm gonna leave the link on the description of the video. Thank you for following me, guys, and see you in the next. Woo!